Many of the animation applications out these days offer you a way to fine-tune your animations. Such is the case with Toom Boom Studio's Function Editor. Now, if you've ever used a 3D animation application such as Lightwave or Maya, you may be familiar with a tool such as this. Now, I'm going to show you where it is. It's located under the Window menu, right here where it says Function Editor. Now, of course, this window looks scary at first. Let me go ahead and just blow that up a little bit, because we have something that can look intimidating to someone who has seen this for the first time. And let me just break down what this interface does, and then we'll go ahead and use it later on. First of all, we have our tools. And with these tools, we can, select keyframes. We can pan around with the hand tool, the grabber tool. We can zoom in and out. We can show or hide a grid. And we can zoom in to snap to everything that we see here. So if I have a lot of different things going on, it's scrolled all over the place, I can click this button so I can fit everything in that space. I can add keyframes and I can delete keyframes. Also, we can determine what function we want to work with. For example, we can work with motions, velocity, rotation, skewing, horizontal, and vertical scale. We can also choose which projection we want to work in. For example, we can work in north to south, and we can work in west to east, and we can also work forward to back, which is very handy. Now let's get to the scary looking part. Over here, on the top of this grid here, we have frames, and these correspond with the frames in your animation. So this is frame 1, frame 2, and so on. And over here is the function that we're trying to change. So let me go ahead and show you. If I choose rotation, for example, what happens is the function that we're changing is based on degrees. So we can rotate something on a degree amount. If we're talking about skewing, once again, we can work with degrees. And scale will change the scale of that attribute, scale factor. And at the beginning here, we saw that we had, let me go up to the motion path. So we can move it north, we can move it south. Let me go ahead and move that down a little bit. See that? So we have the 1S, 2 south, north, and we can change the projection. So now we're going east, west, and we're going front, back by changing the projection up here. We can also use the scrub bar to scroll back and forth and left and right. And we can also, of course, use the zoom tool here to see more or less of what we're dealing with. Or, of course, we can click this button too. So that's what this function editor will allow us to do. It will allow us to take pre-existing keyframes and tweak them so that they work the way we want them to. And the cool thing about this is we can also create animations from within this function editor. And we're going to discuss that later on as well.